Lawrence Hill here with Huckapie again with a topic of what are core web vitals and how do you check those. So let's get right into it. Back in 2020, Google announced that they're going to be doing an algorithm update first in the end of May of 2021, and then it came out to June of 2021. It's slowly rolling out still through July. If you're not familiar with what that is, it focuses on something called core web vitals or the user experience. And those core web vitals, there's three main aspects of that, or three main scores that you can get. The first one is largest contentful paint, first input delay, and then cumulative layout shift. Now in another video, which I'll link to this video, you can go in and you can see exactly what those are, how to fix them. But we never really got into how to check the core web vitals. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do the easiest ways to check those. It might be surprising. So first of all, there's three ways that I'm going to go, that I'm going to dive into. The first one is what you're probably familiar with, is page speed insights. So here I just pulled the picture, or I just pulled the score on page speed insights of the page that I was on. You can see that up here. And we're getting a score of 93. First contentful paint. So the ones with the blue tags by them, those are your core web vitals. And it will have, the thing to note about page speed insights is it's a rolling 28-day period, sometimes 30, where Google collects all this data. So if you make a change to your page, don't expect that to be reflected right away in page speed insights. So that raises the question of, okay, well, how do I see that improvement? Well, the easiest and most common way actually to see that improvement is, first of all, pull that URL that you want, open an incognito window, go ahead and load that up, and then just inspect the page with the developer tools. And over here you have something called Lighthouse. You can always pull that. Now, the reason I have this in incognito mode is because all the extensions and everything, those can actually interfere with the Lighthouse report. So that's why we do this, is to get a true speed. Now, the one thing that you need to take into consideration is this is not based off of Google's real world user data. This is based off of the data coming from your computer. So there's some things that will affect it. Your computer speed, your processing power, your internet connection. Now I'm probably going to get a really good score on here because I've got a pretty fast computer, I've got fiber internet. So if you were to run this report on, say, another computer in another part of the country that has slower internet or something, you'll probably see a lower score. And this is on mobile, by the way. I only really do run on mobile. You'll see we're getting a performance score of 98 with all these core web vitals, or actually you see the performance score. Now, the one thing that it doesn't show in here, it doesn't show the core web vitals. There's a couple of other ways to check it that are more difficult, but the simplest way. So if you go right up here to the tools, you go to more tools, go to rendering, and then simply just check on the core web vitals box down here. And it's going to pull up exactly your largest contentful paint, cumulative layout shift. Now, first input delay is not showing because I haven't done any input until I actually click on something on the site. So you can see that we're passing. That's actually the quickest way. So you can pull your Lighthouse report and you can see a bunch of stuff that needs to be fixed, but it doesn't necessarily show the core web vitals. This is the easiest way to do that. And you can switch between desktop, you can switch between mobile, and it'll still show those. If you go over to performance and click on web vitals and then just hit the record, it'll profile that for a second and then you'll want to refresh. I will stop that. We'll load the profile here. And then you'll see things, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can see right here where its largest contentful paint is green, first contentful paint is green. It didn't pick up the CLS, or the cumulative layout shift, because I didn't take any actions on this while it was recording, but that's a way to really see exactly when those items are firing, if you can improve the speed on what those are. So it also gives you kind of a percentage of really what's happening with your website. So once again, that's kind of the really technical part of it. I don't necessarily like that as much as I just really like the rendering tool here where it shows core web vitals. So once you actually have this selected too, you can go back into incognito mode. It'll be down here anytime you pull up incognito mode and run a website. So I can do this on any website super fast. It's a lot faster than PageSpeed Insights, just to give you the Core Web Vitals. So you'll notice here, those pop up almost instantly. PageSpeed Insights usually takes about 20 or 30 seconds to load. So that gives you a really, really good idea of the quickest way to actually check Core Web Vitals on any website. Once again, if you want to see some of our software tools, like our PageSpeed tool, which actually helps with these, super easy to install. I'll put a link in the video description as well. So come check us out. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.